1 week into stripping the car down, getting it ready, to rebuild the metal we need to rebuild. And I'm going to give you a little tour on basically what it looks like with all the stuff off of it and how I've been organizing it, and basically doing the same process that we did with Gentle Ben. So might be some similar stuff and might be some other things, but as you can see here, this was where it was in an accident. So we will be restoring this front quarter of the car. I already have the parts on order, and also have a donor car. So between the two, we're going to go as much original as we can from the donor car, and then resort to aftermarket sheet metal if needed. But I have another fairly rust-free donor car that we're going to be using. Got the glass out of it. Channels look extremely solid. They're really dirty and there's still gasket glue and stuff on there, but really looks clean actually. You can see all the channels here. I mean, they're all solid, especially even in the corners. This is just a bunch of crud, but it can't put a screwdriver through it. The interior of it, pretty much fully gutted now. We're going to take the dash out, or I should say not the dash, I guess it's the dash structure, and polish up the metal and stuff. Headliner's out. All the soft material is out. All the window and glass mechanisms are all out. That's all going to get redone. All the trim is off. I still have to get the drip edge off. I don't have the right tool to take that off, and I don't want to bend it. Again, this is always rotted and rusted parts on Coronets, and I was lucky enough to get 2 of them by Mr. Norm. 426 wedges, pretty much that lived their life on the racetrack and are rust-free. That's kind of a rarity by itself, so multiple levels of rarity here. How many times do you see, actually these are the only 2 426 wedge cars you'll ever see, at least for now. Maybe a few more will pop up here and there. Both identical colors. Both sold by Mr. Norm. Both basically same options, which is no options other than the sure grip and the engine. Otherwise, it's pretty much stripped down radio delete car. The only difference is that Gentle Ben is a 440 trim package, and this one here, which I'm going to be naming Deja Blu, is a Coronet 500. So there is a difference between the trim packages on these. So lots more speculation going to basically what happened here. Whether or not Chrysler was preparing to do the cars for NASCAR like we suspected. Maybe they pulled 50 440s and 50 500s, started hand building the 426s in these. Got to a point that they knew they were going to run the Hemi and put the rest on the line, and who knows how many they actually finished. Really can't find any documentation on that. The other Galen idea is that Mr. Norm himself ordered 25 of each, making it 50 for the package, 25 500s and 25 440s, and that Mr. Norm ordered them. I tend not to believe that, because there's actually quite a few pieces, I don't want to say of evidence, but there's definitely some reasons why I believe that couldn't happen, and other people believe the same thing. One thing is what Mr. Norm was advertising these things for in 1966, early 66, so it wasn't like he was trying to get rid of them. He was actually advertising these new out the door for less than you could buy a base Coronet for. Which he didn't even sell, base Coronets. He pretty much only sold performance Coronets. So how would he have the ability to special order 50 cars and basically sell them under base prices? Makes no sense to me. So I believe, and others believe, that Chrysler didn't need to continue with this effort, and knows that Mr. Norm sold high performance cars, and this was up his alley, and I believe that they probably sold whatever they finished and completed to Mr. Norm, probably for below wholesale, or below sticker price, and that gave Mr. Norm the ability to sell them as low as he did. So I mean, that's probably the most compelling piece of information I have as far as whether these were ordered by Chrysler themselves or ordered by Mr. Norm. There's other reasons, and I'll probably get into another video just on that. Again, very rust-free car. Rockers on this, really solid. Wheel wells, very solid. Actually, this car is even straighter than Gentle Ben was as far as the panels go, so it doesn't look like it was banged up too much. Even the roof line on it is pretty smooth. Gentle Ben looked like a bunch of parts were thrown on it and stuff, but this one here is much straighter than Gentle Ben. They both have their pros and cons. They're both going to have their easy parts and their challenges in the restoration. If I was to compare it, here you can see the rear panel. Interesting how they have 3 speaker panels, which is consistent with what we found in Gentle Ben. I thought maybe one was for a defroster or something, but it looks like this long slot would be for a rear defroster if there was that option. Interesting enough too, this Coronet 500 also came with I can't show you because I took it off already, came with a dome light toward the rear seat rather than in the center. And even for a 500, that surprised me. So I think that these early runs that were done special basically had them in the dome, because I see the 66 models that were more commercially sold, like this one here, actually have the dome lights in the rear sail panels. So that's another interesting thing that's so far only on the 426 Wedge cars that we found. Most people wouldn't pick it up, but I've probably taken three 66 Coronets apart, Gentle Ben, this one, and have about 4 more here to compare. And at shows and stuff, have not seen any of them factory installed in the roof. Not that that's a big deal, but it is kind of interesting. At one point, this trunk looks like it was replaced, because certainly it would have been painted factory color on the back side of it, but it's really solid. A lot of times these things rust out along these edges right here and are pretty rusty. So I'm pretty happy that this one here is solid. Again, not original, but that's it's original piece of equipment, so it doesn't matter. Trunk's really solid. You can see pieces that are going to go to the body shop are the pieces that are color coded to the car. I'm starting to put those in here. I have one of the original hinges from Mr. Norm. The other 2 are donor, because it looks like when the passenger side was hit, they probably discarded the right side hinge. So there's a set of donors in there. Again, look at the back here, real solid. As most people probably don't know, there's numbers on the back of the bumper here that pretty much coincide with the build of the car. So you got it there, you got it on the core support. The VIN number on this, everything matches up. Still see a few pieces of trim we didn't take off. Here's a picture of your VIN. As you can see, it's an H VIN. I haven't checked to see how close it is in sequential numbers to Gentle Ben. I suspect that they're probably pretty close. I'm not sure exactly how they do that as far as when they label them. So anyways, it's going to be off to the metal shop, and I'm pretty sure we're going to probably end up dipping this car and I don't know, maybe blasting some parts and dipping it. I don't know what combination we're going to do. Another very interesting thing. So it really appeared to be the original glass in this when we took it out, and symmetrically placed in the corner. I'm going to put it back right there. You can see the penny. there was 2 pennies that were actually embedded on the metal, and when I removed them, all the dirt and everything was around it. I'm not sure if the assembly line or someone put them in there, if it's like good luck or something. It'd be one thing if you found one on one side, maybe somehow it worked its way in there, but there were 2 of them, one in each corner, faced exactly the same way, and put in a depression of, you know, the dirt, the grime, and everything. That when I picked it up, you could tell that it was pretty much there from new. So I think someone placed 2 pennies in there, probably on the assembly line as their trademark. Also interesting enough is this car really has no chalk lines on the inside of it, where General Ben actually had some markings and stuff that the factory people would have put in there, which we still don't really know what the reason for that is or what it meant. Here you can see it's the proper interior, but probably in the early 70s they put new covers on it and did the diamond seats. So I have the new upholstery coming and cushions, so we'll put that all back to stock. Have about 3 Coronets that I'm stripping all the 500 trim off of, so hopefully we'll get a full set of something that's suitable for the restoration. I think I showed this before. I've been picking at it and taking pieces out, cleaning it and inventorying what I have, but this was all in the trunk in the car, which appears to be at least 2 Coronets, parts from Coronets, and I even found some 66 Charger parts in there. So, but for the most part, that's pretty good. They're very difficult, hard to find. 426 4-speed carburetor. That's going to go out and get rebuilt. The wiring, hopefully we could reuse some of this wiring just to try to keep it close to stock, but you know, might not happen. So the original dash pad was covered with padded and diamond, but the original dash pad's underneath there. I don't know what kind of condition it's in yet. I'm hoping I could save it. Obviously the 4-speed console is done, it's toast, but was able to save the metal. If you want to see what it looks like when you take things apart. So this is my table where I still have some things I have to disassemble so I could clean them up. Some stuff will get powder coated, some stuff will be painted the paint color, other things will be polished. I have the original and a spare instrument panel. I typically go through that, make sure everything's working, get it cleaned up as well as I can. Here's some of the bright work. Some of the bright work is obviously going to have to be replaced. Good thing is I think it's pretty available. I started to polish one piece, you can see, just to see how it's going to look when it's done. But this is all the bright work, so a lot of labor hours here to polish all that up. Some boxes of stuff. And all the nuts and bolts for a car pretty much boil down to just this little box right here. All bag and tag, all the little hardware we took off the car fit into this box right here. Obviously, there's still some miscellaneous ones still to go. This is a table where basically I take things apart, clean them up. You can see that for the most part, some of these pieces are coming pretty clean. Although I'm doing a restoration, I really don't want to put new pieces on that are being repopped, even though they might not have little pits in it and stuff, and they might be cleaner and better looking. I'd rather have something on the car that was original to the car, cleaned as good as it could be cleaned, and if there's little pits in there, you know, I'm okay with that. You know, when I'm restoring something, not that I do a lot of restorations, but I really feel that that's okay to have, you know, some of the pits and some of the flaws of the pieces. But I like the idea that I've kept it as original as I possibly can. Another thing, too, if you guys want to make a comment on, this is the 4-speed panel. Need a new boot in there. It's going to be painted and polished a little bit more. But I cannot find another one anywhere on the internet, anywhere in photos or anything for this particular model, a 66, that actually had a factory ashtray built into this part of it. It's got an ashtray on the dashboard. It's got ashtrays in the back armrests, but I never saw an ashtray, and I haven't found one. They're always solid here, that actually has an ashtray in the center console. So if anybody has one of these or knows of them, let me know, because I think this is very unique or scarce. Here's my box of everything that I've cleaned, degreased, got ready. It's going to go for blasting and powder coating. So lots of parts already starting here. I actually have several piles of things that are going to go off for powder coating. So even though it looks like a bunch of chaos here, everything's pretty organized. Different things will be done by different people, and we'll put this whole thing back together hopefully by the next McCacken show. And if we're allowed to go back there, hopefully we will have Gentle Ben, the 440, 426, and Deja Blu, which is the 500 426. So this was all done. This is less than 1 week of work, but we still have a long way to go. As you know, disassembling, I don't know, I think goes a lot easier than reassembling. Well, it's off to the metal shop now, and body shop. As you can see, it's on the trailer, leaving Angry Cylinders and headed to Mark's Cars. So next time we see this, we'll be in progress with the body work.